Making our way down, nice and easy onto the back body. Allowing the full body to be greeted by our mat. And as we come down, whether we prop up the thoracic spine using that towel, or whether you lie flat on your back, begin to settle in. Any leg position this morning that serves you. Again, we're going to be opening up through the pelvis, through the hip points. So maybe if it's there for you this morning, you come into that supine Baddha Konasana, that cobbler pose where the knees are extended to the side and the soles of the feet are together at the center of the mat. Drawing the hands to the body, allowing the elbows and the shoulders to just soften down towards the mat. Coming into your own natural breath, just to notice how the breath is moving through you this morning without just any change, just notice. And as you close down the eyes, and you notice the breath, notice if you're shallow breathing. As the temperatures begin to drop, particularly here in the West, we do tend to shallow breathe because we don't like to take all that cold air deep into our lungs. But how important it is to keep those lungs open and utilize the full capacity so that when we do get a cold or a respiratory issue, the lungs are free. We've used the whole capacity of the lungs, whereas shallow breathing, we could get that congestion in the bottom of the lungs. So take a couple of really full deep breaths, and with the inhale and the hands resting lightly on top of the body, see if you can expand through the ribs, expand through that lung space. Pausing the breath, maybe even taking one more little sip like you could pop. And then slowly release the breath. Let the body sink down to the support of your mat. And we'll do that twice more. The fullest breath you can take. The ribs flare open. As you pause the breath and take one more sip, let it go nice and slow. Notice what that exhale does for your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, right? One more full breath. And drawing the feet and the knees together at center, let's roll over, removing any props from underneath you. Come back down onto your back body. Let's just take a full body stretch here. Let the arms extend overhead, point the toes away from the fingers. Let it feel good, maybe rocking the shoulders from one corner to the other, maybe flexing and pointing through the feet, warming up the ankles. And then draw both knees into the chest. Send the knees right and left. Pause there for a moment. This floating cobbler pose. The hands on the inside of the knees to gently bring the knees wide. And then begin to circle the knees down towards the back of the mat, in towards the chest, out, right and left, and back down. Bonus here is that nice massage from the tailbone rolling up the spine. Reverse that action now. Take 3 the opposite way. Again, working slow internally, externally, rotating through the hips, but at the same time, bringing some blood flow and a nice massage to the back body. Find a moment of stillness as you draw the knees in, let the hips ride up, get a nice stretch into the low back. Keeping the right knee in close to the body. You can keep the left leg bent or extend, flexing through the foot. So that's just going to depend on whether you roll off to one side as we work into the right side body. So just, again, if you feel like you're not keeping the hip points level, simply just bend that left knee, a little bit more support for that left side. Hugging the right knee in, a gentle movement right and left. So maybe an inch to the right and to the left as we bring some mobility into the right hip joint. And then we'll release the clasp. Take the clasp behind the head. Let the head rest in the palms. Let the elbows go wide. So we're going to get a nice stretch through the shoulder tips, through the elbows, all the way across the collarbone. Settle into that. And then begin making circles with that right knee out to the right side, up towards the ceiling and in towards the chest. Rolling through the right hip joint. The breath is soft and fluid, and the rest of the body is still. Reverse, take it the opposite way. And then we'll find our first tree, our resting tree. So bringing the sole of the foot inside the thigh, allowing the right knee to simply fall over to the right. Again, if you feel like you're holding this up with the inner thigh, please grab for that towel or block so that the right thigh can just hang out to the side. Notice again whether you are tending to roll over towards that right hip. And if so, just again, a slight bend into that left knee will help even out the pelvis. A couple breaths here, breathing into the space in the low belly, opening into the pelvic floor. Flare the ribs with your breath again, and let the mind settle with just the breath in and out the nose. Taking two more, noticing, are your hips clenched? Can you release the glutes? Let them be heavy on your mat. One more breath. And we'll deepen that fallen tree by picking up the right ankle and setting it on top of the left thigh so that right knee has a little further room to fall open. Again, the support of a block so that there's no need for those inner thighs to be engaged to hold up the knee. The right foot is flexed, the toes are flared, pointing back towards the top of the foot and the shin. Again, the elbows are spread wide, lots of room across the chest to bring in the breath. Draw the deep breath in, feel the ribs expand as you utilize the full lung capacity. And exhale nice and slow. Let the breath relax the body. One more nice big inhale. And slow exhale. Gently release the clasp from underneath the head. Let the head come back down. Kind of tuck the chin into the throat. And using that left hand, see if you can slide the right foot up closer to the groin so that the heel comes into the groin. Maybe the hand wraps around the right ankle, but it doesn't have to. If you've ever taken a Bikram practice, they believe tree pose is done like a half lotus, where that ankle is resting on the highest part of the thigh, the heel in towards the groin, the foot again is flexed. Notice how that stretch changes into the hip flexor. See if you can just release the knee, let it fall any amount that it's capable of without any forcing. Take a full deep breath. And if you're holding on to the ankle, release that ankle, send the arms back out to a T. Slide that ankle down so it's resting right above the kneecap on the center of the thigh. Bend into the left knee and plant the left foot. Again, coming into this figure 4 shape here. See if you can send the right knee away from the body. Again, either using the fingertips to lightly press it away or just using the strength of the muscle around the hip joint. Send the knee away. And one more breath. We're just going to take a gentle twist over to the left. So the leg structure comes over to the left. Again, the right foot settles onto the mat or a block or your bolster. Knee points up to the ceiling. Nice rotation through the right hip. Draw the deep breath in. Lift the legs back towards center. Again, stabilize through the hip points and then drop it over to the right. Different stretch through the glutes, through the IT band. Take a nice full breath into the side body here. And use your core, draw everything back to center. Unravel here and draw the knees into the chest. Take that rock side to side or circle, whatever feels good. And we'll move resting tree over to the left side. So extending the right leg long. Hug the left knee in and just that gentle, easy movement through the left hip. So the knee just kind of swaying right and left, not a big movement. Just bringing some fluid into the joint. And then we'll release the clasp, bring the arms this time to cactus or goalpost arms, resting on the back of the forearms and the back of the hand. And again, nice slow circles. Left knee goes out to the left, down towards the back of the mat and into the chest. Let's take about 3 more. Nice and slow. Again, if you feel like you're rolling onto the left side, bend that right knee. Level out the hips. Reverse that action. Take it the opposite way. And then re-extend the right leg if it's bent and draw the left sole of the foot into the thigh. Let the left knee just fall out gently to the left. Again, no muscle effort here. So use your block to help prop up that thigh or the knee. Check again just to see that the hip points are nice and level. And then just breathe into the low belly. Nice full deep breaths all the way into the diaphragm. Exhale releases the clenching in the hips, the glutes. Re-softening through the shoulders and the face. 3 breaths here. See if you're gripping here into the inner thigh on the left side. Give yourself permission to let that leg just fall to the support of the mat mat, the earth, your block, nice and relaxed. We'll deepen this now. So picking up that left ankle, bringing the heel in close to the pelvis, resting the blade edge of the foot up by the high right thigh. Again, that kind of half lotus position. Maybe you hold on to the foot or the ankle. See if you can drop that knee down. Again, stretching through the hip flexor here, a big stretch. So support where you need the support. Use the breath to soften into the pose. Here for 2 full rounds of breath. And we'll release that foot and gently slide the ankle now on top of the right thigh. Flex through that left foot. And again, soften the hips, soften the inner thigh, let the left leg simply drift down towards the mat with any support that will stop holding or clenching or the need to control the movement. The body should be at rest here simply with breath. One more full inhale, expand through the low lungs, the floating ribs down there, and exhale, soften into the pose. And then we're going to bend into the right knee, draw that right foot up, coming into that figure 4 position, level out the hips. Maybe use the fingers if this is your less dominant side to send that knee away. Beginning to open up. Rescan the body, any tension you're bringing in, use the breath here. And then we'll take that twist over to the right, bringing the left sole of the foot down to the mat or the block, maybe wrapping the hand around the ankle, pointing the knee up to the ceiling, maybe extending the arm overhead, finding any movement with that left arm that brings a nice stretch into the body. Drawing in one more full breath. Then release the ankle, bring the leg structure back up to neutral, resettle the hip points and spine, and then drop it over to the left. Get a nice stretch. Again, maybe the right arm extends overhead. Nice stretch through the whole side body. And then drawing the arm back down, use your core, bring the leg structure back up, even out the hips. Release the ankle, draw the knees in, hug them in, let that low back get a nice stretch as the tailbone rises. And maybe take a rock. And we're going to rock over onto our side body. I am rolling onto my right side body. I'm going to extend my bottom arm long so that I can rest my head on the bicep. And I'm going to extend my legs long. So I'm going to form this nice long line on my side body. So first I'm going to get my balance, and I can do that by using my fingertips right in front of me. Good. So we don't want to roll onto the back body. We want to be flat onto the side body. Great job. All right. And then like that slumber party pose, we're just going to come up, bend the elbow. Let the thumb rest on the side of the neck and the fingers support the roundness of the skull. So as you arrive here again, kind of re-examine whether you just kind of slumped over. This is our falling tree, but we don't want it to be a falling leaning tree. So nice and even on your side. With the elbow bent, you get a nice stretch to the back of the arm and also underneath the arm. Again, you use the fingertips initially to find your balance. And then draw the knee into the chest and then place the foot. So you can use the left fingertips to place the foot right on the inner thigh, the heel in towards the groin. Now we don't want the knee to go to the ceiling while we're on a sideline because we'll just kind of fall over to the back. So let us go off on a diagonal, slight diagonal, looking at the clock, maybe at 1 o'clock. Good. But once you have the foot pressed, press the foot into the thigh, keep that bottom leg engaged, and maybe draw the left arm overhead and just let it hang, maybe reaching for that opposite elbow. Again, getting a nice stretch here through the underarms. Notice your breath as you're balancing here. It's easy to hold your breath in a balance. And see if maybe you can flex that right foot like you were standing tree, but you're on your side. Take 2 more breaths here. Then we'll release the top arm. Have that top arm reach for the knee. Good. And draw the knee into the chest. So just hugging it in, still on the side body. Release the bottom arm and just let the head rest on the bicep. Good. So drawing now the top knee into the chest. Slide the hand down towards the ankle. And then maybe wrap it around the outside of the foot. Okay, so the knees in, the hands got the foot, and off on a diagonal now, we're just going to begin to straighten that leg any amount, and then draw it back in, knee to chest. So beginning to open up the back of the hamstrings, the calf, the back of the ankle. Again, maybe 2 more times. Keep it on a diagonal so that you're not rolling off of your side. And then on this last time, hold the leg in any degree of straightness. Heel presses away, that intensifies the stretch. See if you can round off the breath here so it's not quite so choppy. Make it fluid. Take 1 more breath. Then draw the knee back into the chest. Bring your hand to the front of the ankle. So clasping the front of the ankle, we're going to take that knee down towards the mat and around towards the back of the mat. So hold on to the ankle, drop the knee down to the side, then swing it towards the back of the mat as the heel comes towards the glute. Should be feeling a nice quad stretch here. Still on the side body, the head still resting on the bicep. The breath still flowing here. And then nice and easy, we're going to draw again the knee back into the chest. So slide the hands up the shin, hold the knee in, and then we're just going to extend that top leg out to the side, resting on the inner foot, pressing through the heel. And you've probably done this with Barb. This is a yin posture we're going into, cat by the tail. We're not going to hold it as long as a yin pose, but we're again, a stretch through the hip and the quad. Bend it through that bottom knee. Bring the heel up towards the glute. And if it's there for you, grab for your pant leg or your ankle or your toe. And see if you can settle here. And if you can't reach for the foot, don't worry about just bend the knee, the bottom knee, and just slide the foot off towards the left side. Take in a full breath. Release the foot, send the leg back long. Draw the upper knee into the chest. Again, reach for that foot one last time. Let's see if there's any more room to extend that leg up. Squeeze through that bottom glute. Take a nice full deep breath. And as you exhale, draw the knee back into the chest. Roll onto your back body. Take a nice full body stretch here. And we'll move to the second side. So again, make the stretch feel good. Stay just as you are. I'm just going to circle around so that I'm facing the camera. Okay. And as we take the full body stretch here, draw the right knee, left knee into the chest. And then release. Roll over onto the left side body. Keep the legs extended long. Bottom arm extends out, so we get this nice long line now. Fingers, shoulders, hips, and heels. So pause there. And again, notice if you're wobbling on the side, fine. Even using your top fingertips in front of you, find that side body so that you're not rolling back or forward. Drawing in again the breath and the belly. And then we'll draw the top knee into the chest and give it a squeeze. And then maybe sliding the hand down on the inside of the leg to the ankle. Place the foot right on the thigh. Again, we're going to keep the knee on a diagonal, like here on the clock would be maybe 11, 10 o'clock. Squeeze through your glutes. So find your balance on the side body. Pausing there again, always an option to use the fingertips to help with your balance. Picking up the head, bending the bottom elbow, propping up the head. Use the thumb against the side of the neck, the fingers wrapping around to the curvature of the skull. Pausing here. See if you've got your balance. Maybe you feel the nice stretch on the underside of the arm. And then bring the hand to the knee. Slide the hand down the shin as you draw the knee in towards the chest. Keep yourself on the side body. And then sliding that hand down towards the ankle. Maybe you reach for the outside of the foot. Different side, right? Each side's different. Extending the leg up towards the ceiling on a diagonal. Any amount, doesn't have to go anywhere near straight. And then draw the heel back into the glutes. And we'll do that a couple times, just warming up again, the back of the leg and the muscle and squeezing that bottom glute here. You can continue this motion, or if you feel open enough to hold the pose in stillness, maybe extend the leg, reach through the heel. Nice stretch here too through that upper arm and the back of the shoulder. Keep the belly drawn in, stay on the side body. 3 breaths. And then we'll begin to bend into the knee, bring the knee back into the chest as you lower that heel. The hand will plant in the front of that ankle, wrap the hands around the ankle, draw that knee down towards the mat now, and nice and slow, we're going to circle the knee down towards the back of the mat, bringing the heel in close to the glute, finding a nice quad stretch here. Still on the side body. So as you have the heel drawn in, just take a notice to the upper shoulder. So you've got this nice external rotation through the shoulder joint. See if you can send that shoulder tip back behind you, maybe even squeezing through the shoulder blades. Good. And then we'll release that. And draw the knee back into the chest, staying on the side body. Maybe extend the top leg out to the side, flex through the foot, and press the heel away. Option here to stay up, propping the head, getting the stretch, or simply recline, let that arm fold down and head rests. Take a bend into that bottom knee. So again, depending on the quad here, you can just bend the knee to bring the heel in, or maybe you reach back for the big toe or the pant leg. Holding on, letting that, staying on the side, but let it open up the chest, pressing the foot into the hand. Again, a nice stretch through the shoulder. Noticing your breath. And maybe release the foot. Again, bring that upper arm up. Let the palms join. Find some opening through the shoulder. Re-extend the bottom leg long. Draw that top knee into the chest. And last time, just to see if there's any more room, bring the hand inside the inner thigh, inside the inner calf. And again, maybe send the leg off on a diagonal. So we're moving slow. Squeeze through the bottom glute there. Yeah. And then draw the knee back in. Let the hand roll up the shin, roll onto the back body, squeeze everything in. If you were squeezing that bottom glute, this might feel good to release it. Rinse it out with rocking side to side, back and forth. And we'll make our way to a comfortable seat, any way you want to get there. So stacking through the spine. Again, let the knees fall right and left. Rock through your sit bones so you get a nice, firm, grounded seat. Stack through your spines. Let's just take a couple shoulder rolls here. Rinse the shoulders out. Bring them up to the ears. Squeeze down the back, opening that chest up, and then roll them down and around. Kind of listen to any sounds that they might be talking to you today. Nice, and send it the other way. And then drop down the shoulders, sit nice and long. Bring the soles of the feet together. Draw the heels in, finding your cobbler pose, Baddha Konasana. Using the grip around the ankles, the forearms in the inner calves, the elbows to the inner knee. Draw the chest forward with a nice straight spine. As far forward as is comfortable for you. Opening up the inner groin. And we'll take seated tree. So extend the left leg straight in front of you. Flex the left foot, flare the toes. Draw the right sole of the foot in. And again, if you feel like you're using that inner thigh to hold that knee up, give yourself permission. Let something prop it up so there's nothing to hold up here, right? Take a full deep breath in. Bring the hands beside the body. And as you breathe in, let the arms go out and let the arms go up. Find extension in the upper body. And let's take a nice twist over to the right. Left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind you. Press into the fingers and find some length. Full deep breath. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead. Take both hands to the left side and take a gentle bow here. So as you bow down, a little bit of a side stretch here through the right side body. If you want to deepen that, you can bring the left hand out away from the hip and just take the right hand up and over. Again, securing both sit bones down. Take whatever, whether it's just the bow or the lateral. Big breath. And then let's float both arms up. Again, restack the spine, reset the hip points, drop the hands in front of you, and simply walk the fingers out. Press that heel down and away. Keep the length in the spine. Sitting tree pose. Walking the hands back and bring them behind you, fingers pointing away. Take a moment to press into those fingers, arch through the spine, take that seated back bend as you lift through the chest. Let the head be supported by the trapezius as you open up the throat. Then draw the head back to neutral and switch it out. So this time, right leg extends right in front of you, flare the toes. They point back towards you, heel down and away. Left sole of the foot rests inside the right thigh. Again, any support so that there's no effort here in holding that tree pose. Take a full breath, lift the arms out, lift the arms up. Let's take the twist over to the left. Right hand outside the knee, left hand circles behind, press into the fingers, get a nice lift into the spine. 2 breaths here. Shoulders soft. 1 more. Lift the arms back up to the ceiling and take them over outside the right side body. Take a bow, a little bit of a counter. Or if you did so on the other side, maybe stretch that right hand out to the side and take the left arm out and up overhead. Find the deeper side body stretch. Again, still maintaining that seated tree pose. One more breath. And then we'll inhale, extend both arms up, restack, find the length, and then drop the hands in front of you and walk the fingertips out. Maintain the length in the spine. The head is right in line with the spine, and we think heart to toes here, so we're not forward rounding. And then walking the hands back. Restack and bring both of your feet in together. This time, soles of the feet, heels in close to the body. Again, use the elbows to find some space here to draw the chest forward. One more inhale. And exhale. Hands come outside the knees, draw them together, let the knees fall to one side as you drop to one hip and bring yourself around to all fours. And just a couple cat-cows, and maybe use your imagination here or take the traditional, whatever feels good. Using your breath to make the movement, maybe you sway your hips around through the spine as you press through the palms, maybe making circles with the body. Gazing over one shoulder as the hips fall to the side and to the other, just to find some release. And coming back to center, scooping the belly in and up, tuck the toes under and press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So keep the knees bent. Maybe heel tap opposite the heels. Pressing in through the palms, pressing them down and away from you. So the chest comes closer to the thighs. The head hangs, so you gaze between the legs, or I always say, look at your navel, let that head fall that much. Come up high on the tippy toes, and then both heels coming down towards the mat. Press the hands away, find a little bit of stillness in your dog, length in the back of your legs, length through your spine, length through your arms. And then come back on the balls of the feet as you bend the knees and look at your thumbs. And take a couple baby steps to the top of the mat. As you hang in a forward fold, the knees bent as much as you need. Maybe cup the elbows to bring added weight. Maybe you sway again, getting some stretch into the glutes as those hips are high behind you. And then we're going to roll our way up to stand. So bending the knees, let the arms dangle down as you come up. The shoulders come up to the ears and roll down the back. Arms beside the body, palms up. Closing down the eyes. Finding that Tadasana standing pose. So feel into the foundation first. Lifting all 10 toes. Spreading them wide. Dropping them back down to the mat. One at a time. And as you feel into this foundation, bring the hands to the heart. Maybe with the eyes closed, you can really feel into the body by just simply rocking. Heels to the balls of the feet. Blade edge to the inner arch. So working through the entire foot here to really feel the firm foundation to your mat and to the earth. Last night was new moon, happy new moon. A great time to set an intention for the next 2 weeks before we go into the full harvest moon, the September harvest moon. Maybe think of something you can set your mind's eye on for the next 2 weeks. Take a full deep breath in. And let's all move through 3 half sun sounds together. So inhale, maybe blink the eyes open, lift the arms out and overhead, hands find the prayer, reach up, maybe a back bend. Then swan dive forward, let those arms come out to the side, nice straight spine as you forward fold. Keep the spine straight as you even come down to that half lift, fingertips in line with your toes, or maybe you use a block here to bring the floor closer. Release the fold, chest to thighs. Halfway lift. Tailbone, crown of the head away from each other, shoulder tips draw back as the belly gathers in. And then release all the breath and fold a little deeper. And then rise up, reach out, reach up, find the prayer, find the standing back bend, and take it down, swan dive, straight spine, chest leads the way. Fingertips in line with the toe tips. Halfway lift, fold forward, rise up, reach up, find the length, find the prayer, find the back bend. And last one, forward fold, half lift. and fold. And rise up. Reach out, reach up, and draw the hands to prayer. And now, much anticipated, make sure your chair is here. At least 2 legs on your mat so that you don't slide the chair away. Standing tree pose. So we're gonna start this easy and more restorative. So from your standing position, take the weight into the left leg. You can have a gentle bend and take the right toes out to the right. So just like a ballet pose maybe, right? And take the arms and extend them into a wide V. Draw the hands to prayer at the heart as you draw the ball of the foot in. Inhale, arms to that V, come to the ball of the foot on the side. Lower down, bring the hands to prayer, the ball of the foot inside the left foot. Last time, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, so you're on the ball of the foot. You can't really see mine, so let me do one more adjustment here. So you know, tree pose can be done. You can use that block right inside the left foot. The weight being in the left foot. So find your weight first. Then I want you to focus on something on the floor that's not moving, that's just ahead of you. It's not far away in the room. It's just ahead of you, gives you some place to direct the gaze, to soften the breath. And maybe you pick up the right foot and you place the ball of the foot onto the block. Hands to prayer. Allow the hip points to face forward and the knee to fall out to the side, just like what we did, seated and reclined, hands to heart. Take a full breath in. Staying here, you can reach your arms out to a V. Keep your gaze on that point. Maybe you pick up the foot and you bring it to the calf. So again, wobbles are encouraged. That's all your balancing muscles coming together, strengthen and hold you. So that's the option. Or you can bring the foot, holding on to the chair, into the thigh. So again, opening up through the knee, hands here to heart or out. Pressing that heel firmly into the thigh helps you stabilize. Keeping your gaze fixed helps you balance. Draw the hands to prayer. Release the foot and shake out the legs. So switch that block over so that when we bring the weight into the standing leg, and for right now, just leave your chair where it is. We're going to redo this one more time. So weight into the right standing leg, a gentle bend into the knee. Ball of the foot comes to rest on the block, the knee out to the side, the heel resting right inside the inner ankle, a little bit of the shin. Lift the arms out to that V. Maintain that gaze on one point. Draw the hands back into center. Maybe lift the foot to rest on the calf. Keep the gaze focused, the breath soft. Maybe you reach down with the hand to bring the foot into the thigh. Again, using the support here of your chair. Pressing that heel into the thigh, hands at heart. Then maybe open up. Okay. Hands come back down to your side and release. So we're going to do this again. Shift the block over. So now you know where you're going. You might know one side needs a little more stability than the other. Be like the tree, you've got to flow. And in order to find balance, you have to lose balance and you have to let those muscles come to hold you up. So don't be afraid of those wobbles. They're good for you. Shifting weight into the right leg, gentle bend into the knee. Find your focus point. Point the left toes out to the side, resting on the ball of the foot. Inhale, bring the arms out to a V. As you exhale, hands come to prayer, heel comes inside the ankle, rest on the ball of the foot. Find that focal point. Inhale, extend the arms to a V, extend the toes out to the side. Again, open the chest. Hands come back to prayer, foot comes back to the ankle. Last time, open yourself up. And then draw yourself back in. So from here, using your block, perhaps the left ball of the foot comes onto the block. The heel comes in towards the mid shin. Take a full breath. Open up your arms. Open up your chest. Draw the hands back down into prayer. Keep your focus, maybe lifting the left foot to come to rest on the calf, or maybe even using the hand and the chair to allow it to rest into the thigh. Remember, if you press your heel into the thigh, you find a little bit more stability. Your drishti, your gaze is important to focus. When you feel like you have that stability, maybe lift the arms up. Three breaths. Hands back to prayer. Release the leg. Shake them out. Left standing leg with a little bit of a bend. Inhale, arms reach out, toe out to the side. Inhale, draws the foot in towards the ankle, hands to heart. Twice more, extend. Bring it in. Big breath, open up. Draw the hands in. Find that focal. Using your block, maybe rest the ball of the right foot on the block, the heel resting on the inner calf, the knee out towards the side. Take a breath. Maybe lift the arms here. Maybe lift the foot to the calf. Maybe use the hand to draw it in towards the inner thigh. Allow that knee to fall open to the right. And keep your gaze focused here, your breath soft. Draw the hands back to heart. Release here. One last time, adding in our warrior three, and this will be the last of our practice. So keep the focus, keep the balance. If you fall out, enjoy that. Bring yourself right back in. Hands to heart center. So we're going to center everything here. Bring the feet together. Take a breath in, find your focal point, and bring the right knee into the chest. Maybe interlace. So you can draw that knee up a little bit further. As you focus here, gentle bend into the standing leg, all your weight there. Take a breath. Then draw the foot, the sole of the foot, into the thigh. Find your tree position here. Transitioning, draw that knee back forward into the chest. Maintain your balance. Maybe hold your hands around the knee. Working into our warrior three. So we're going to release the knee without touching the floor. Bend the torso forward as you shoot the leg behind you, forming this nice T shape. So all 5 toes on the back foot are pointing down, the hips level out, slight bend into that front knee, gaze is straight down. I'm supporting one hand on my chair. Maybe I can extend the right arm out. Take a full breath. And then nice and slow, lift the upper body, draw the right knee back into the chest. Maybe interlace. Keep the focal point. One more breath. Nice job. Release and let it go. Good work. Okay, shake it out. Second side. On your inhale, weight into the standing leg, the right leg, gentle bend. Where's your focus? Find that spot. Then lift the left leg up. Maybe interlace to draw the knee closer to the chest. Soften the face and the shoulder as you continue to gaze at that one point. One more breath. And then we'll assist the sole of the foot into the thigh. Press heavy with that heel into the thigh. Leg extends to the left, hands to the heart. Gaze continues to stay fixed here. Breath is fluid. Maybe testing balance, lifting the arms out and up. Just an option. I'd rather see you keep your balance than to have to play into it. But hands come back to prayer. Release the foot, draw the knee back into the chest. Pause here to regain your breath and your balance. Continue with the focal point. And then we're going to shift the torso forward as we send the left leg back. Balance out through the hips, all 5 toes pointing down. A gentle bend here into the standing leg. And then maybe extending the opposite arm up in front of you if you're holding on to the chair with the other, or maybe you try both arms. Taking in a nice full deep breath here. And nice and slow, we lift the upper body, we draw the knee back into the chest. We find that focus point, belly's drawn in and shoulders are soft. And maybe you notice here after this focus that you're balancing just a little bit better. Drop the knee, shake it out, make your way down onto your back body, removing chairs and props. Draw the knees into the chest. Again, allow the hips to roll up with you. Full happy baby, knees right and left, reach inside those legs for the blade edge of the foot or the ankles. Draw the knees down, flatten through the spine. Maybe rock it out through the hips. Bringing the big toe mounds together above you, beginning to bring the balls of the feet together, the heels together. Drop the heels down, but hold on to the blade edge of the feet and see how wide you can send the knees away from the body. Again, a good stretch through the hips and the inner thighs, but It's also great for the wrists and the arms and the shoulders. Take one more full deep breath. And then release the feet, the blade edge of the feet to the mat. The knees wide. Again, if you need that support, please always use it. Hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. And here, without any muscular effort, find ease in the pose. Find ease in your breath. Find ease in that heart space. And find ease in the mind. And this is where I'll leave you today, wishing you a most beautiful weekend. If you have the time, shut off your device, enjoy a couple breaths just with yourself. I thank you for trusting your practice with me. I thank you for being here every morning so that I can practice. And I'll look for you on Monday. Namaste, my friends.